Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and I'm here with the new Archos tablets. There's 5 different models here, ranging in size from 2.8 inches to 3.2 inches to 4.3 inches, 7 inches, and 10 inches. And we've already looked at a couple of these at Liliputing.com and looked at some of the specifications, but I just wanted to take a quick look at not only the size, but some of the capabilities of some of these tablets. So, for instance, the smallest 3 models have resistive touchscreen displays, which at first I think a lot of people say, "Ooh, resistive." But resistive touchscreen displays have actually been around for the better part of a decade or so, and I've been using them on PDAs and other devices. And typically they work really well with a fingernail or with a stylus. There's no stylus included in these models, but that's okay because it recognizes a finger when you're doing something like just launching an application. It actually works pretty well. It's pretty responsive, swiping back and forth, hitting buttons and so forth. The part where I found that you really want to be using a fingertip on these models, though, is when you get to the web browser or some other area where you're going to be entering text, where I find it's just not that precise to be putting a big thumb down on a screen that doesn't really recognize that sort of input. But that said, it does a pretty good job with a fingernail. And bear in mind here, I'm also holding a phone or holding a camera with one hand as I type. So here we are loading a web page. I think we should have a Wi-Fi connection. Yeah. While we wait for that to happen, let's take a quick look here at the 4.3. Now this is getting to the size where it's more of a portable media player. They all play audio, video files just fine, and I think a good way to think of some of these smaller models is that they're pretty decent portable video and audio players that also happen to run Android applications. You can get about 5,000 applications from the AppsLib market. It's not the full Google Android market, but all the applications are designed to run on these devices, don't have any problems with the screen size, don't require hardware that these don't have, such as the ability to make phone calls. And this particular model, you can see it's sort of got a larger speaker down here, it's got a microphone built into it, it's got a kickstand on the back and a larger display, which is going to make it easier to watch videos if that's what you want to be doing. When we move on up to the 7-inch model, we've got, again, the kickstand. This, I believe, this is just a standard kickstand. Or no, this is the one that doesn't have the final kickstand on it right now. We'll get to the articulating kickstand with the 10-inch model. With this version, though, we've got a faster processor, the 1 gigahertz processor, as opposed to the 600 and 800 gigahertz that we found on the smaller ones. It's got a capacitive touchscreen display, which means that it recognizes actually the electrical impulses from your fingers, and makes it much more responsive when you're tapping at keyboards and other things. Now, one thing that makes all of these kind of stand out is that they've got custom audio and video players here from Archos. And these are upgraded versions of what you would have seen on the Archos 5 and earlier tablets. A little bit more attractive, I think. I'd say the Archos 5 had a very functional, but not necessarily sexy video player and audio player. This is, pretty nice looking stuff here. And it can handle a wide range of formats, including XVID, DivX, H.264, MP3, AAC. Currently, there's not support for a lot of DRM files from iTunes or Amazon, but the Archos tells me that they're working with Cinema Now, Roxio, Amazon, and others to support DRM so that you'll be able to download mainstream videos from these sites and watch them on these portable devices. Let's take a quick look at the video player here. Looks like we've got Batman. And this is on the Archos 7, which is a 7-inch tablet. And I'm just tapping too fast here. Blame me, not the device. So you can sort of see how that looks pretty good from, different angles. You wouldn't want to watch this at too sharp an angle, but the screen is bright and easy to see. We've got volume controls on the side. You can change the position in the video actually super fast in terms of response time there. And then we've got skip back and forward buttons. And then we can go back to the Android home screen. by pressing that button there, and take a look at some of the applications that are on here, and also take a quick look at the apps.lib library. It's having a problem finding the wireless connection, but this one over here, the 3.2, did manage to find it while we were talking. And generally, when you have a stronger connection, these are going to load web pages a lot faster. So again, it's not like it renders pages that slowly. It's just that we're having a little difficulty with the Wi-Fi. But the you can see that it's loaded the Liliputing website here, and it looks pretty good considering it's a 3.2-inch display. So there you go. Then let's take a quick look at the 10-inch model here. Same basic specifications as the 7-inch model, but a much larger display, 1024 by 600 pixel screen, capacitive touchscreen display. If you want to read ebooks, there's a couple of ebook readers on here and available from the Android market, or from the apps.lib market. Does it ship with Aldico? And I noticed you had the Kindle app. Is that something you guys loaded, or does it ship with that as well?
Be on apps.lib and possibly on front screen.
Okay. So you can hold that like a book. And switch pages. So it looks pretty good there. Now, as I mentioned, this model actually has an adjustable kickstand display. So if you want to hold the tablet at this angle on the table, you can put it down at a sharper angle. You can adjust it to prop it up higher. So whatever level is comfortable. I'll show that from this side. And where that comes in handy is when you get to an application like the web browser, and you want to, well, while we've got a page open here, to show you've got zoom-in capabilities, although with a 1024 by 600 screen, you probably shouldn't need to zoom too much on many websites. And then if you wanted to, you could actually set this up to make touch typing a little more comfortable. Now, this keyboard's not designed perfectly for touch typing. The keys are a little bit too squat for my taste. But because it does support multi-touch, if you get used to it, it should work. And of course, you can also use the keyboard as a thumb keyboard by turning it sideways and typing it this way. You can also use it with a Bluetooth keyboard if you like, in which case you can prop it again at any angle that you like and use it almost as if it were a laptop. So, you know, similar capabilities in all of these models from 10-inch down to the 2.8-inch, but whereas the 2.8-inch has a slower processor, a smaller screen, and a resistive touchscreen, the larger models have capacitive displays and higher quality I'm running out of steam here. Capacitive displays, faster processors, additional storage capacity, and other premium features, and you know, they're bigger, so they're going to be more pleasant to do things like surf the web or watch video on. This is Brad Linder for Liliputing, and I'm here again with the Archos tablets, including the 2.8, 3.2, 4.3, 7.0 or just 7.0, and 10.1 for a 10.1-inch display.